Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. And also, welcome to 48th edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, before I go further, I will say don't forget your stop loss and take away emotion from all your trading decision. Emotion kills. For that, stay away from emotion. Let your stop loss guide you. Despite the market is on the uptrend or now like we're see market rally or market is down, do not allow market gyration to take away your stop loss or to take away your firm decision. Always be guided by your stop loss, your entering, and your exit strategy. That is what trading your plan. Once you trade your plan, I will tell you at any market condition, you will be what? You will be on top. Your capital will be protected. Unless you are pulling bad wagon or you are in a market without what? Go. Once you have a goal, the goal will guide the kind of stock you should pick and what how long you will stay. And also the technical tools there is to help you to know exactly when to buy and when to sell. I always say to people that when we are combining fundamental and technicals, they are good. But for you to have your good watch list to always know exactly when to buy, use the fundamental to pick the stocks, while your technical will tell you exactly when to sell and when to buy. Yes, as we speak now, the global stock are on the downtrend as oil price was also on the downtrend. After the central banks signal a higher rate hike in their agenda, coming MPC meeting or what we call it, either FED meeting or others within this month or early next month. For that, we can see that different mature economy are coming out with different, CBN or central bank decision on how to hike rate and at the same time to manage to manage inflation. But back home here, was said that the Central Bank of Nigeria MPC meeting, or committee are expected also to meet any moment from now. But I expect that they will do what we call, gradual or flexible in rate adjustment, if there will be any. Because if you look at since 2020 September, the MPC have left rate, what we call a monetary, policy rate, which is the MPR, at what? At 11.5% for over more than how many years now. You can see that they know what they are doing because they are taking the economy growth as most important thing, knowing that is the COVID-19 period that led the economy to recession, which also who came out from it. At the same time, they want to keep the economic growth because when there's activity in the economy, that is where you can think of revenue, that's where you can think of what expansion. That they are going to manage, kind of cost of fund. That's why the rate remain because they know that if they adjust it immediately, it's going to kind of seize the little expansion we have seen in the economy. But I don't know what they're going to do in the next MPC meeting. But I'll tell you, even as the inflation continue to rise, and don't forget that in the previous year we have seen inflation around almost 17 to 18%. Then they didn't even adjust what rate. But now that though we just saw the rate for the month of March, ticking up with about 22 points to around 15.92%. We don't see whether this will form another, but if you look at the global trend, central banks of different economy are adjusting their rates to But here I can tell that our inflation is all inflation that they can also manage, but it's just because of the FX problem that we're seeing. High cost of exchange rate, which also automatically, if you are bringing it into Nigeria, we are already importing inflation to the economy. But I think this is the time for us to look inward and depend less on imported goods and use what to have in the economy. I think that is what they're going to drive. That is why CPN, their last APC meeting, they want to intervene in the energy sector where you know that has a kind of pushed cost of many manufacturing company up and other activities and even services providers. For that, let's see how they go before the next MP because they promised us in the last MP meeting that they will do that, but I think we have not seen the part to speak now. But let's do that before the next MP meeting. There'll be adjustment there. Like I just said, if we have seen inflation around that almost 17, 18, we didn't see them adjusting rate, but let's see at this time. But I believe that that the rate hike in Nigeria will still be slim. The possibility is very, very slim. Let me put it that way. Very, very slim. But if there will be, let's wait for MPC meeting. But before we go further, I want us to look at the result that came to the market yesterday. And before I go into that result that came to the market, I want to give you briefly the market news, what has happened so far in the market in terms of market news. While we come to the state of the market after we have done our analysis on the Q1 result that hit the market, before we go to the technical aspect of our discussion. But as we speak now, the market news is that Union Dicon as a kind of appoint acting MD and other board of director to Union Dicon is on the exchange. It just appointed acting MD and other board members of the company. While also Boa Cement also approved Q1 earnings report to be released on or before April 30th. According to what was published on the exchange this morning, the information coming from the report or information from the Boa Cement meeting, and also the what we call the industrial and chemical gases. Nigeria PSC, they released their Q1 number also this morning. In addition to the one we saw yesterday when the market had closed, Lafarge also released their Q1 number as at yesterday. But this morning, before we go into looking at the technical position, we want to look at these figures that were released to the market by these two companies. One from Lafarge Africa and industrial and medical gases PLC. Want to look at the numbers and see how this number is going to guide investors in taking their decision as market has opened this morning. As to speak, the result of WAPCO or Lafarge Africa, I will tell you that the figure or the number are very, very impressive. Tell you impressive is understatement. Let's say fantastic, fabulous, if I use that language, because this is what the market is also looking at. After they mark down for their full year 100, the stock have suffered kind of heat coming down, while others remain stable. Even you are seeing Boa Cement flat and Dangote going up. Why this Lafarge Africa remain on a downtrend? But as we speak now, with the result that hit the market, I will expect to see it an upturn. Actually, as we speak now, when the market open, we see that the stock is on a strong beat, among the top gainers for today. I'll tell you that the figure, which is the revenue for 2021, moved from 71.7 billion to 2022 90.61 billion, representing 27% growth in revenue or turnover or top line, whatever you want to call it. Then the PAT, we always said that PAT is what you and I as an investor are interested, because we want to know what is left for us to be shared in the company after they are taking cost of sales, they taking they are paying the government their tax. What is left for you is what the shareholders are looking at. If you look at the PAT, it moved from 9.14 billion to 17.5 billion naira, representing 92.2%. I'll tell you, this is powerful. It tells you that this company is becoming more prudent. At the same time, the increase in price of their product is also reflecting. And don't forget that this company has a market they are servicing. At the same time, the management have said their outlook for the remaining year is positive, and also they are optimizing their business to make sure that they have sustainable growth and sustainable operation. That's where this company is going. Then if you look at the EPS of WAPCO as at or Lafarge as at the first quarter Q1 ended the 31st March 2022, the EPS moved from 57 kobo to 1 naira 9 kobo earning per share for first quarter 2022. Then on this note, you can say also that you can have like a projection for the year 2022 earning per share. With this Q1, we can project roughly about 4 naira 58 kobo for the full year, and this is a company that made 3 naira 17 kobo, 3 naira 17 kobo in 2021, and they paid you what? 2 naira. This is more than 50% of their earnings. They were paid out for shareholder. They did an interim of 1 naira and final of 1 naira. That's 2 naira for 2021 financial year. And you can see with a projected 4 naira 58 kobo earning per share for full year 2022, I'll tell you, investors in this company are likely to smile, because we'll see an improvement also. If they're also going to maintain what they paid in 2020, the same payout dividend policy, equalization policy, they're likely to pay above 3 naira also. If that 3 naira will come for a store that is selling below 30 naira as we speak now, at the end of the year, even when we see the progress within the quarterly result we're expecting. And don't forget that the industry where they're operating, there's high demand for their products. Government is trying to meet up infrastructure. Then private sector, housing deficit in Nigeria. There's demand for, even when there is increase in price, there is still demand for the sector's products. It tells you that there is something in for what Lafarge at this point, even others in the industry. But because if you look at the nature of the state of Lafarge, you see that this stock is grossly undervalued, and that should be the attraction of investor as we speak now. Because the stock that is paying 20 naira and selling for 300 naira, and the stock that is paying 3 naira that is selling around 40 naira, you look at and see which one give you a lot of dividend yield at the end of the day. just have to look at it and take a position and speak. And also, this company has also improved in terms of efficiency. You can see that the profit margin for WAPCO it moved from 12.87% to 19.82%. It's an improvement. I'll tell you, this shows that this company is also effectively and efficiently run. You can see that in every 1 naira, it's about almost 20 kobo is retained as earnings or as a profit for shareholders. This tells you that WAPCO results, yes, we're not surprised that the market is reacting the way it's going because of that's why I said, as trader, to trade your chart. Before you see that kind of movement in the chart, something has formed, something has happened. That is why any season is very, very important. That's why you see more liquidity in the system, you see more positive sentiment, you see also occupying interest on the high trend, and these are companies you watch because when a company earnings is looking up, price is looking up, and volume is that company, and you are seeing positive technicals and fundamentals, but sentiment also at the end of the day, it tells you that this company is where you should beat your tent at the year is on what on its growth because we are just seeing the first Q1 result now. Tells you how the other ones will be. Yes, we know that this pre-election year, don't be carried away that pre-election year. Take in good stock that has fundamental, that has what to support the price because even at the long run or the short run, there's earnings that move price. Apart from market news and other things, the most consistent thing that support price movement in equity investment is company earnings. What are they paid to the investor is very, very key. Another figure that was released this morning that I want to look at is the Industrial America Gas PSC, which I said earlier, this company numbers was also wow, good one. And you can see that the number that are coming for Q1 so far from United Africa to Lafarge to this company that we're going to look at now, I'll tell you we are seeing improved performance. We're waiting to see the financial sector and others, oil and gas sector, to see what they are doing. But I'll tell you, the ones that I've seen so far, we are seeing improvement, and it's an insight what you should expect. But even also, we are expecting that in Q2 here, because of high cost of production and the cost push activity we are seeing, then if companies or corporations are able to push this their cost to consumers of their products and they remain in business and their earnings remain strong, that's going to drive their price. That's why we are seeing fund entering the equity market for some companies that we know that despite what is happening, we expect a better number that will influence their dividend payout, that will influence their price positively. That is where you should pitch your tent. Like for those that attended the master class, I think that nearly all of them are smiling because most of our stock, as we speak now, has not given us 15% and above, almost our target. For that, if you miss the master class for Q2, I think you should prepare for what for the next master class. And also, you can subscribe to buy and sell signal and see where you can take advantage of the market to take advantage of it. And that's what I said. Don't forget that profit taking and price correction is part of it. We are seeing an uptrend above 48,000 mark, but don't be carried away with that performance. Yeah, I'll speak now. The revenue for Industrial America Gas PLC moved from 778.49 million to 1.13 billion, representing 44.9% growth in top line in their revenue or turnover. PAT for that same period moved from 60.22 million to 130.58 million, representing 116.8%. It tells you that you can see this number, and EPS for this company for same period moved from 14 kobo to 31 kobo. You can see it's more than 100% increase from 14 kobo to 31 kobo. While the profit margin also improved, you can see, like I always say, that Investdata will have our criteria to say this company number is outstanding or this company number is below expectation. For this company, no, I can say that in all ramifications, I can tell you that they are above and they remain a strong number because the profit margin moved from 7.74% to 11.58%. I told you that any profit margin is above 10%, yes, it's a welcome one. You can look at it and can see that their top line is above 15 or 20%. You can see their bottom line is above 20%. Then that this result are outstanding. As investors look forward to see how the market is going to react to this number, we can see how already market is reacting to WAPCO results. This is for the numbers as we speak now. But we want to look at the state of the market is very, very important at this moment. Let's look at the state of the market as we speak now. The market is already in green. I'll tell you this one is a good one this morning. Market is gaining about 107.61 to stand at 48,331.47, and they're gaining 0.22% up. Tell you this is a good one for the market at this hour. Despite that today is the last trading day of the week, knowing that we're just having 4 trading days because of what the holiday on Monday for Easter Monday. Today is the last trading day. Market is still strong, I can see that the market is trending up. For me, it's a good one. If you look at the market breadth as we speak, it's strongly positive. We're having 20 gainers against 9 losers. Among the top gainers, we're having a Owando leading the table, followed by me and Baker, sorry, Mayer, and Lafarge Africa, which is WAPO, and Union Bank, NBN. And next there is Internal Oil. These are the top 5 gainers at this hour. And we'll have 20 gainers. We'll have the life of GT Code, we'll have the life of Zenith Bank, and other asset banks in that category among the top gainers for this hour. Then for the losers, we will have about just only 9 losers. No, the top one there is agency insurance, followed by Code V business solution and Cabaton. And the next one is Mansard Insurance. I'll tell you, this is just profit taking in this stock now. Then the last one there is what? ROT Briscoe. These are the losers as we speak. But don't forget that I will not move to the next discussion if we don't know the state in terms of volume. Top trade in volume. I tell you that volume is another fire for what equity movement, either the index or individual stock. When you see volume and price is turning up, tell that something is happening there. As we speak now, the top trade in volume are Sovereign Trust Insurance, Access Group, which is a Access holding company, then Fidelity Bank, Owando, and Transcorp. These are the top trade at this hour. But in this one, we're going to look at what is happening in WAPCO, and Owando using chart. What is happening in UBN? We have seen that of Etana yesterday. We can still look at it, but we want to look at what Fidelity, because today is the qualification date for Fidelity, qualification date for Total, qualification date for GSK, and that of what of Okomu. Today is the qualification date for dividend, 22 of April. We want to see what is happening in. And we can look at assets. Assets have adjusted down recently. We want to see how market is going to be positioned in this stock at this hour. Let's quickly go into the live market using our chart. You can see the chart here. You can see that as we speak, you can see that the index action is very, very positive. You can see it here, like always, tell you that your T line or trigger line, you can see that the market is above it. That is the market is strong, and this on what? On a day chart. You can see down here, we're seeing a bullish MACD, and also money flow is strong at what? At 76, above 50 points. For me, it's a good one. These are what you need to know when the market is on like this, to know exactly what to do with the market. Then quickly one, because it's a day trade, you want to look at the hour chart or 5-minute chart to know exactly what to do per time. Yes, we want to take the chart to 1 hour to see the state of the market in 1 hour. You can see on a 1 hour chart, you can see from here how the market, even when it tried to break down, it resisted breaking down, it continued the uptrend. You can see where the market, you can see that it's becoming farther between the T line and the what and index action on an hour chart. For me, it's a good one for investor. Then come back here, you can see that the MACD is also in bullish state. That's why we're seeing a kind of, you can see that if you look down this histogram, it's still coming down, but you can see that MACD is up and it is also bullish. Also, you can see on our chart that money flow remains strong, still looking up around almost 79.80, which is good for me. It's a strong one for the market. That means our market is still strong despite what is happening in global in global environment. You can see our market is there. This is a market that broke down the 47,000 mark around the 16th and 17th of March. They remain down, but now to bounce back again around 8th of April. For me, it's a good one. You can see that market has remained strong in this April, and we expect that this mixed trend will continue in the market because of what the price adjustment and what for dividend and for what and for the payment date and the qualification date. We'll see a lot of activities in the market as we speak now. You can see that the market breadth are giving insight where the market is going for today and for the week, because as we speak, I said it earlier that the market breadth is positive, strongly positive, 20 advancers and what and 9 decliners. For me, that market is on the good direction at this hour. I want to quickly look at what is happening in Owando. You see whether Owando has broken out the last resistance level, which I'm telling you, since you want to see the volume of the breakout, whether you should hold on your position or not. This is how to trade at this hour. Owando has broken out is what is resistance price level. You can see from here to here. Here has been a resistance price of Owando around the 550, 556 and 557. As we speak now, that's crossed the above, so it's far now. You can see where it is now on hourly chart. On hourly chart, for me, it's a strong one. You can see the distance between the line here And then if you want to take profit at this time, you quickly look at your 10 minutes chart to see what is happening there. Let's quickly look at it. If we are to take profit what in Owando at this hour, let's go to 15 minutes chart to see what we can do with it. I will tell you at this hour now, you can see a clear position that one can take profit at this stock now, especially if you have made money. You can see that the candlestick here is giving a sign of what of for me as a technical analyst, this sign here is not too attractive but it's a signal that one can take profit, especially if you have made money on the stock. If you have made almost 15 to almost 30% for last 3 trading days, we are seeing a movement or 2 trading days, you also know what to do at this point. Don't be greedy. Like I tell you, on 45 minutes, on 15 minutes chart, everything is positive on this stock. You can see it for yourself here. You can see everything here. For me, it's a good one. Let's go back to our daily chart on the stock. You can see a breakout here on the daily chart. You can see that the latest that broken the strong resistance level here. You can see it here that broken out. You can see it here, and that's there. You and look at the volume that they can see as it's trading above the average traded volume. It's a good sign that it's breaking out on a high volume. For me, it's a good one. Let's watch and see what is going to happen. Since their board meeting is coming up on the 29th to approve 2019 result. We expect subsequent to release the even unaudited account of others after that meeting. That will give investor. And don't forget that in the sector where Owando is operating, we're having already a positive fundamental news already. It's happening already, which Seplat is getting working on. You can see the price of Seplat taking advantage of that. We'll see that this company should do the same. Called Owando, because they're also a major player in crude oil business, and also like Seplat, and you can see Seplat numbers have been very positive. You can see that's why I say trade the chart, not the news. You can see what the chart is telling you. For me, it's a good one for Owando there. You can see on a day chart, everything is strong. You can see liquidity, money flow is above 80, almost 89 around to 90. For me, it's a good one. You can see that MACD is positive. You can see good volume and trading above what high above the T line. That is telling you that the stock is doing well at this hour. Next, I want to look at WAPCO. Because of our time, let's quickly look at WAPCO. Let's quickly look at WAPCO and see what is happening in WAPCO Lafarge Africa. That will give us an insight also on what to do at this hour. You can see what is happening in that position of WAPCO. Here you can see after the markdown, you can see that the stock tried to come down here, come down. You can see, but today you can see the breakout yourself. You can see a gap here on our chart. For me, it's a good one. The stock trade almost 55 naira, 55 kobo. Good one. We expect that once it break out this resistance level, you can see this another. You can see this top, this double top here already, and before it coming down. If it break out from this multiple top here, but don't come here, that would be very nice for Lafarge. And I tell you, next week the possibility is very high. And also another positive news will come from Lafarge. That would be nice. Possibility of anything can happen in this industry, and if it happens, Lafarge will be one of the world beneficiaries and one of the gainers. From that, anything that's going to happen, either merger acquisition, anything that's going to happen, once the news comes to the market, you might see a further rally in Lafarge. Look at the stock now. Look at where this is the resistance level. You can see what happened here. We get to this level, come down. We get to this level, come down. But once now we're seeing another new trend already. You can see the gap up here for this morning. Then once you break out this line, you can see it from here. You are looking at this cursor. Once you break out this point, again, that is 26 naira, 76, 26 naira, or 27 naira. Let's put it 27 naira. Once you break out 27 naira, the new trend already we are seeing. Therefore, now look for another target at this point. But you have to cross this 2-1 first before we can now look the way of this. But I will tell you on daily chart is very, very strong and positive. Liquidity, we're seeing momentum positive, trading above the T line. Volume is also on increase above the average volume. Is a good thing for Lafarge. But let's quickly look at the 1 hour chart for Lafarge to see the state of Lafarge on 1 hour chart. The same trend. You can see there's a gap up already here too. Now you can see once you break out the 27 that I said earlier, that's where we're gonna top of the ones up. But first of all, you have to break out the 7 naira mark. Now we now see that this stock is entering another bullish trend. It's on. You can see it here. The chart is looking positive. You can see the volume very positive. You can see MACD here and money flow. For me, it's a good one for Lafarge at this hour. Quick one, I want to look at the Union Bank and UBN. Let's look at UBN and see what is happening in that space. Let's look at what is happening in UBN. UBN, I tell you the news that what we are seeing in internal is likely to happen, and you know what's happening in the financial sector. Once the approval is gotten, why we are seeing delay there is because of the process of approval. But I'll tell you, the entrance of the TTB, into Union Bank is a good thing for the bank to turn around. I know that they want to also, climb or kind of ride on the facility and also on the experience of this bank and the assets of this bank and the network of this bank to also launch their own performance for those that are there, even for future performance and even for what to come. Because if TTB is having about almost 89% of this company, I think the level is easy for them. Let's wait and see. But I'll tell you, if you are there, put your position in this kind of company. You can see that what we're seeing, I can see a positive move now on hourly chart already. You can see MACD positive, you can see money flow, and this an hour chart for me is a good one. It's very strong. You can see the length between, or the space between the MACD, the price action of Union Bank and the T line or the trigger line, whatever you call it. The blue line here you can see. I tell you, the market is trying to the Union Bank is trying to find a direction now. Once you break out the 7 naira mark, that welcomes another new move from the company for the bank. For me, it's a good one. Let's go take back to a day chart, and for us to look at what has happened for the day. That will also give us a clear direction where it's going. You can see this is a long candle. You can say this is bullish engulfing. You can see all these ones here. You can see that it has taken care of all this chart here. Even got into around this price and come back. They have broken it up now to 6.70 kobo at this hour. If this trend continue, I'll tell you there's something in for investors in this stock. Just for your position, especially traders that have entered earlier. I can see that everything is now looking up here. You can see MACD positive and money flow, but still below 50 points. But once it crosses it, but I'll tell you that it's a positive one. We're seeing money flow looking up here to read around 40, 49, 40, 40, 30, 39. For me, it's a good one. Let's see how far it will go. But I think we are seeing a good trend technically on what on UBN. Also, we have not seen their full year result for 2021. You can see whatever is coming with it. Don't forget that for the last 2 years, we have seen to that kobo from this bank. Let's want to look at the Eternal Oil before we finally look at the Access Bank and what and the Fidelity Bank. Let's look at these ones here. Eternal. Sorry, let's look at Eternal Oil. Look at Eternal Oil. You want to see what is happening there. Yes, for me, you can see Eternal Oil on a day chart. You see what is happening. You can see it up here. But you can see that broken also the latest resistance level at this point. Now it's already at 6 naira something, heading to 8 naira. But you know that it has touched as high for almost 9 naira before. But once you break out this first resistance level, which is around the 6 naira, 6 naira to 7 naira, 660, 670. Once you break it out, you can see what has happened this morning. See the gap here. But we're still saying that let's watch and see what is happening. You can see the movement here. Positive, no MACD, positive money flow. Money flow is getting almost 93 for Eternal Oil. For me, for me, it's a good one. Let's look at Eternal at 1 hour chart to exactly know what is happening. You can see on strength what is happening here. You can see it here, you can see it here. But on 1 hour chart, it's not looking like, look at the candlestick here. Here it's not too, but it's a positive one this morning compared to what we saw yesterday. You can see that we're seeing green here after yesterday. It's a good one. MACD is becoming more strong. Why this one is flat on 1 hour chart? But see, money flow is above 70, almost 90, almost getting to 199, which is good for me. But let's also watch, profit taking is on that way already. And that means if you have made profit for almost 30% for 3 days, nothing stops you for exiting that position as you speak right away. Let's look at access. Let's look at access corp. Look at access. Let's look at access corp and see what is happening in that space. Look at access. Look at access. Look at access technically. Access bank. Just hold on. Not trying to look at access now. Quickly go to Fidelity, but let's check access first. Access. access. I'm not been updated here. Let's see access. Access. We want the access for it's not here yet. No, it's not updated yet. Let's quickly look at fidelity before our time is far spent. Let's look at fidelity here. But today, I think today the conclusion date for fidelity. Let's see what is happening. On our hourly chart, it's still green. But as we speak now, fidelity is just on top of the T line here. If you look at this blue line on our chart, but the good thing is that you can see that it's looking even more, looking at bullish here. Okay, it's bearish here now because the on our chart is bearish. You can see that the histogram is under the signal line, which is bearish. You can see there's always a move that you can see it here, this here. You can see that this longer one is longer than the next one. That is a sign of what an upturn until cross the signal line up again. But the money flow is trying to look up. You can see that it's coming up here on our chart, reading a 32 point. But let's go to a day chart for fidelity before we call it a day because our time is far spent. Yes, on a day chart, I will tell you that fidelity is very, very strong. You can see for yourself, looking at this T line. Look at T line here. You can see above the trend line, came down, came back again. Then that once the T line is very good for you to always know what is happening in stock, and that will tell you how to take your decision. You can see the movement here. Once it remains from here to here above T line, you don't need to panic. If you are at that stop, hold your position. If you come down, you can see your money flow also remain in that move before coming down at this point. It came down before it now passed back. You can now see another uptrend from here, from this point. You can see where the trend changed. You can see here when it turned up. You can see what we are still seeing an uptrend. Even when it tried to come down here, it didn't stay up to 2 days here. It jumped up again to stay above the T line. As we speak now, they above the T line. Even this morning, yes, we are seeing the stock around 8 naira, 3 naira, 88 kobo. But let's see, I tell you today is the qualification day. How it's going to go. But the volume traded so far is not too attractive. I say the volume here is too small. But money flow remain high above 80, around 91, 92, which is okay. But MACD is already telling us yes, it's bullish. But if you look at the histogram here, it's already telling us something is happening in a place. And not that by next week, whether on Monday or Tuesday, this stock will be adjusted forward for dividend of 35 kobo. For Q1 number will also tell us where this company is going from here. Technically, fidelity remains strong, fundamentally remains strong. We are seeing uptrend in price, uptrend in volume. You can see it here. You can see high volume from all these places in fidelity. I can see when the top is going up, you are seeing this high volume here. You can see that the volume here supported this uptrend. Like I said, volume is very important when it comes to equity investment. You can see it here how this volume has supported all this uptrend there. You can see from here to here. You can see an improved volume and that sustain this uptrend, which is very good. You have to look at volume when you are doing your chart. Thank you and God bless you. See you next week Monday, hopefully by God's grace. And tomorrow comes the question and answer. If you have any question here, don't forget to ask us through our social media. At the same time, you can join us at the question and answer tomorrow by 12 noon at this time. Tomorrow we'll be discussing any question that you ask and also reviewing the market and what to expect the earnings and how the earnings is going to affect the market the remaining week. Knowing that next week is the last trading week for the month of April, and we'll expect numbers to start coming to the market more today and over the weekend till that next week, that 30th of April, which is the statutory deadline for submission of first quarter result and also unaudited account for those that has match account. That means we expect this thing to going to influence the market up and down, and that is why don't be carried away with market direction. And when the market is galloping, don't be carried away. Look at your stop loss at any given time to guide you. See you on Monday, hopefully by God's grace, and enjoy the rest of your trading day today. I can tell you the market is bullish, despite we expect that there will be profit taking, but be guided. Don't allow market direction to affect your stop loss and take away emotion from every of your investment decision. Let your trading plans guide you in and out and when to take profit at the right time. See you and God bless you all.